What makes a flower truly beautiful? Is it the way its petals unfold like nature's artwork? The mesmerizing colors that seem almost too perfect to be real? Or perhaps its delicate fragrance that lingers in the air? In this Stellar Eureka episode, we're uncovering 25 of the most beautiful flowers from around the world. Some rare, some exotic, but all undeniably stunning. While you might recognize a few, we've made sure to include some hidden floral gems that deserve just as much admiration. Let's dive into nature's most exquisite masterpieces. Zinnia. From the sun-drenched landscapes of Mexico and Central America to the cold, artificial environment of outer space, zinnias have proven they can bloom just about anywhere. Named after German botanist Johann Gottfried Zinn, who first described them in the 18th century, these resilient flowers were once wild plants scattered across the Americas. Today, they brighten gardens worldwide with dazzling colors and endless variety. And if that wasn't impressive enough, they were also the first flowers to bloom on the International Space Station. Tough, adaptable, and incredibly easy to grow, zinnias thrive in full sun and heat, making them a summer staple. Their blooms come in every shade imaginable, from fiery reds to soft pastels, and range in shape from delicate daisy-like petals to full, fluffy pom-poms. They're also pollinator magnets, attracting butterflies, bees, and even hummingbirds. Even better, they reseed themselves, so once you plant them, you'll get a fresh batch of flowers every year without lifting a finger. Rhododendron. With bold, ruby-red blooms forming dense clusters, this hybrid rhododendron isn't just a garden plant, it's a statement piece. While most rhododendrons prefer mild conditions, Nova Zembla thrives where others wither, standing tall against harsh winters, strong sun, and even urban pollution. But here's where it gets interesting. Its fiery red flowers aren't just for show. Depending on how much sun it gets, the petals can develop a deep pink hue, making it a living color-shifting marvel. It's almost as if this plant adapts to its surroundings, adjusting its beauty to match the light that nourishes it. A slow-growing yet impressively hardy evergreen, Nova Zembla reaches up to 5 feet tall and wide, making it an ideal accent in layered garden designs. Treat it right, and it will reward you with a brilliant floral display in May and June, just in time to kick off the warm season in style. From a cold-hardy survivor to a sun-loving showstopper, we move from the resilient Nova Zembla to a flower that thrives in tropical heat. Chinese hibiscus. A tropical masterpiece in every sense, this flower is a burst of vibrant color that thrives in warm climates. With massive, eye-catching blooms in fiery reds, golden yellows, and even deep purples, it doesn't just decorate a garden, it demands attention. While each bloom lasts only a single day, this plant makes up for it with a non-stop floral display throughout the warm months. But here is where it gets even more fascinating. This plant has been shaped by human hands for centuries. Despite its name, it isn't actually from China. Polynesians carefully cultivated and hybridized it, blending different species to create the dazzling flower we know today. Over time, it spread across tropical and subtropical regions, becoming the national flower of Malaysia and an important cultural symbol in many countries. Beyond its ornamental value, this hibiscus has surprising uses. In some places, its petals are used to make natural dyes and teas, while traditional medicine hails it for potential skincare and healing properties. Some even refer to it as the shoeblack plant because crushed petals were once used to polish shoes. Urn plant. In the world of houseplants, there are few as effortlessly striking as the urn plant. With its elegantly arched, silvery striped leaves and a vibrant pink bract that looks like a sculptural masterpiece, this bromeliad is pure botanical art. But despite its tropical appearance, it's surprisingly tough, thriving indoors with minimal care. Native to Brazil's humid forest, this tropical marvel doesn't need soil to grow. Instead, it anchors itself to trees, absorbing nutrients from rainwater and organic debris. It's a perfect choice for plant lovers who want an exotic centerpiece without the high maintenance. But here's the real magic. While the pink bract is stunning on its own, hidden within are delicate purple, blue, or red flowers that bloom at the peak of the plant's cycle. And when that moment arrives, it's a sight to behold. However, there's a catch. Like many bromeliads, the urn plant only blooms once in its lifetime. Afterward, it begins to fade, but not before producing small offshoots or pups, ensuring the cycle continues. Plumeria. Few flowers capture the essence of the tropics quite like this flower, also known as frangipani. With its waxy, star-shaped blooms and intoxicating scent, this small but striking tree has enchanted cultures around the world for centuries. Its flowers, ranging from soft whites and yellows to fiery reds and deep purples, emit a sweet fragrance, strongest at night, to attract pollinators. But here's the catch: there's no nectar. Moths, drawn in by the scent, leave disappointed, unknowingly pollinating the flowers in the process. Native to Central and South America, Plumeria has spread across the globe, becoming a symbol of love, devotion, and even mysticism. In Hawaii, it's a staple of traditional leis, while in India and Laos, it's planted near temples as a sacred flower. But in other places, like the Philippines and Indonesia, frangipani is eerily linked to spirits and cemeteries, adding an air of mystery to its beauty. Surprisingly, this tropical icon is also one of the toughest flowering trees around. It can survive extreme heat, drought, and even poor soil, making it a resilient yet elegant addition to gardens. Gardenia. There's a reason why gardenia has captivated flower lovers for centuries. With creamy white petals and a fragrance so rich it's often bottled into perfumes, this elegant bloom is the epitome of floral luxury. But don't let its delicate beauty fool you. This plant has a surprisingly resilient nature, thriving in warm, humid climates and bringing its intoxicating scent to gardens, balconies, and even indoor spaces. Native to China and Japan, Cape jasmine, more commonly known as gardenia, has been a symbol of purity and grace in Asian cultures for centuries. Its flowers are often used in wedding bouquets, while in traditional Chinese medicine, the plant's fruit has been prized for its cooling and anti-inflammatory properties. But perhaps its most enchanting feature is its scent, an unmistakable mix of jasmine, citrus, and warm vanilla, often strongest at dusk. Despite its undeniable allure, gardenia can be a bit of a diva when it comes to care. It demands well-drained, acidic soil, regular moisture, and plenty of humidity to keep its glossy green leaves and pristine white blooms looking their best. Easter Lily Cactus. In the world of cacti, few can rival the sheer spectacle of the Easter lily cactus in bloom. At first glance, it's a modest, spiny sphere blending seamlessly into the arid landscapes of South America. But when the time is right, like a magician revealing their grand finale, it erupts with enormous, fragrant flowers, sometimes larger than the plant itself. These ethereal blooms, often pure white or tinged with soft lavender, emerge from impossibly long tubes and last for just a single, breathtaking night. A fleeting display, yet so spectacular that the plant has been cultivated and hybridized worldwide for its dramatic floral show. Despite its delicate appearance, this cactus is surprisingly resilient, enduring scorching heat and even brief freezes down to 15 degrees Fahrenheit. It thrives in some of the driest regions of Brazil, Argentina, and Uruguay, making it a favorite for desert gardens and windowsill growers alike. For those eager to grow their own, it's one of the easiest cacti to propagate. Just pluck a small offset, plant it in a well-draining soil, and wait for nature's fireworks to begin. From a fleeting night bloom to a towering garden giant, the next flower on our list trades brief elegance for a sky-high splendor. Hollyhock. Standing tall like nature's own skyscrapers, hollyhocks are a staple of classic cottage gardens, their towering spires bursting with vibrant plate-sized blooms in shades of pink, red, yellow, white, and even near black. These flowers may look delicate, but they've been a symbol of ambition and resilience for centuries, and for good reason. They can shoot up to 8 feet high, creating a floral spectacle that's impossible to ignore. Originally hailing from China, hollyhocks made their way to Europe long before the 15th century and quickly became garden favorites. Despite their regal height, they're surprisingly easy to grow, often self-seeding and returning year after year, even if technically classified as biennials. They thrive along fences, walls, and borders, adding a wild yet elegant touch to any landscape. But hollyhocks aren't just pretty. They attract hummingbirds, butterflies, and bees, making them a vital player in pollinator-friendly gardens. Whether growing in a quaint English cottage, garden, or alongside a rustic barn, Hollyhocks bring old-world charm and sky-high beauty, proving that sometimes bigger really is better. Hyacinth. There's something instantly nostalgic about the scent of a hyacinth. A single whiff can transport you back to spring mornings, family gatherings, or even childhood gardens. But beyond its signature fragrance, this vibrant spring bloomer carries a history woven with mythology and survival. Named after Hyacinthus, a figure from Greek mythology, this flower is native to the eastern Mediterranean and parts of the Middle East. Wild varieties once flourished before human cultivation transformed them into the dense, colorful spikes we see today. These bulbs have perfected the art of seasonal timing, lying dormant underground until the perfect moment in spring. Then, almost overnight, they burst forth in rich shades of blue, purple, pink, and white, their compact blooms filling the air with their signature perfume. When their petals fade, the next generation takes an unexpected journey. Each seed has a small, tasty coating called an elaiosome that ants can't resist. They carry the seeds back to their nests, snack on the outer layer, and unknowingly plant them in the soil, helping hyacinths spread year after year. Saffron Crocus. Imagine a spice so rare that it takes thousands of flowers to produce just one single ounce. That's the saffron crocus, a delicate autumn-blooming plant that has captivated civilizations for over 3,500 years. With its vibrant purple petals and fiery orange stigmas, it holds a hidden fortune: saffron, the world's most expensive spice. Unlike most plants, saffron crocus doesn't exist in the wild. It was carefully cultivated, likely in ancient Greece. Each bloom lasts only a few days, and its precious saffron threads must be harvested by hand at just the right moment, making it one of the most labor-intensive crops on Earth. But the effort is worth it. Whether adding golden hues to luxurious dishes, serving as a dye, or featuring in ancient medicine for its mood-boosting effects. Thriving in sunny, well-drained soil, this resilient plant flourishes in Mediterranean climates. Since it's sterile, it can't reproduce through seeds. Its underground corms multiply, ensuring survival year after year. So the next time you see saffron in a dish, remember, it's not just a spice, it's the product of centuries of human care, with each thread representing the fleeting beauty of this extraordinary flower. From a flower that shaped economies to one that conquered space, our next bloom is a true survivor in every sense. Tuberous begonia. Bright, bold, and impossible to ignore, tuberous begonias are like nature's fireworks, bursting with vibrant colors and lush petals. Native to the misty forest of the Andes, these dazzling blooms were first discovered in South America and later transformed into the spectacular hybrids we see today. Their ruffled, almost sculpted petals come in fiery reds, glowing oranges, soft pinks, and even striking bicolor combinations, making them a true showstopper in any setting. But what really sets them apart is their sheer variety. Some bloom with delicate single petals, while others erupt in layers of ruffles that look almost too perfect to be real. The pendula types spill over in elegant cascades, while non-stop varieties live up to their name, blooming continuously until the first frost. Even more impressive, despite their delicate appearance, these flowers can reach up to 6 inches across, rivaling the size of a rose or peony. Their popularity skyrocketed in the Victorian era when exotic plant collecting was at its peak. Today, they remain a favorite for their ability to thrive in shaded spaces, bringing bursts of color where other flowers fade. Sweet William. Few flowers blend charm, history, and resilience like Sweet William. With intricate, fringed petals and a scent reminiscent of cloves, this garden classic has been adored for centuries. But don't be fooled by its delicate look. It's tough, enduring winter temperatures as low as 0 degrees Fahrenheit and returning each year through self-seeding. Native to the mountains of southern Europe and Asia, it caught the attention of European botanists in the 16th century. Its name remains a mystery. Was it inspired by Prince William, Shakespeare, or a misinterpretation of a French word? No one knows, but its symbolism of gallantry and admiration has endured. A favorite of bees, butterflies, and hummingbirds, Sweet William also has an unexpected culinary twist. Its petals are edible, adding color to salads and desserts. Even British royalty took note. Catherine Middleton included it in her wedding bouquet as a nod to Prince William. Whether in cottage gardens, rock borders, or floral arrangements, this timeless bloom has a history as rich as its fragrance. A bloom steeped in history and royal symbolism now makes way for a flower that thrives on effortless beauty and boundless resilience. Cosmos. From the wild landscapes of Mexico and Central America to gardens around the world, Cosmos bipinnatus has traveled far, and it's here to stay. These vibrant daisy-like blooms thrive in poor soil, bloom all summer, and reseed effortlessly, making them a favorite among both gardeners and pollinators. True to their name, which comes from the Greek word for harmony, Cosmos flowers feature perfectly spaced petals, creating a natural symmetry that makes them irresistible in any garden. But don't let their delicate look fool you. These flowers can reach heights of up to 6 feet and form dense, swaying meadows that support an entire ecosystem of bees, butterflies, and birds. They're one of the easiest flowers to grow, requiring little more than full sun and warm soil. Once established, they self-seed aggressively, meaning they'll keep coming back year after year with almost no effort. And if you want more blooms, simply cut them back mid-season and they'll burst into flower all over again. Bleeding Heart. In the shaded woodlands of East Asia, a flower blooms that seems straight out of a fairy tale. Delicate, heart-shaped blossoms dangling from arching stems, each one appearing to drip a single tear. This poetic beauty has inspired countless legends, from tales of lost love in ancient China to Japanese stories comparing its flowers to tiny fish hanging out on a fishing rod. First introduced to Europe in 1810, it was later reintroduced in 1846 by Scottish botanist Robert Fortune, who found it thriving in Chinese gardens. Its graceful arching stems, reaching up to 3 feet tall, have made it a beloved addition to shade gardens worldwide. The plant is a true spring ephemeral, blooming in cool weather before vanishing into dormancy as summer arrives. But despite its fragile look, this woodland perennial is remarkably cold-hardy, capable of surviving freezing winters and returning year after year. Its pink, red, or white flowers don't just capture hearts, they also attract pollinators like bees and hummingbirds in early spring, making it an essential part of a thriving garden ecosystem. With a rich cultural history and an unmistakable silhouette, this flower remains one of the most romantic and recognizable flowers in the world. Lily of the Valley. With its delicate bell-shaped flowers and intoxicating fragrance, this unassuming plant has captured hearts for centuries. But beneath its innocent appearance lies a deadly secret. Throughout history, it has been a symbol of purity and renewal, but every part of it is highly toxic, containing compounds that can cause severe cardiac distress if ingested. Despite its toxicity, it remains one of the most beloved wedding flowers, featured in the bridal bouquets of Princess Grace of Monaco and Catherine, Princess of Wales, a nod to deep association with happiness and devotion. Beyond its role in modern traditions, this flower has a storied past in mythology and folklore. In Christian tradition, some believe this flower sprang from the tears of the Virgin Mary as she wept at the crucifixion of Christ, earning it the nickname Our Lady's Tears. While in Greek mythology, it was said to have been created by Apollo as a soft carpet for the feet of his muses. In France, May 1st is La Fête du Muguet, a time when sprigs of these fragrant flowers are exchanged as tokens of good luck and renewed happiness. From a flower steeped in legend and tradition, we turn to one that has made its mark in both gardens and kitchens, where beauty meets bold, unexpected flavor. Nasturtium. From the gardens of ancient civilizations to the plates of modern chefs, few flowers have had a journey as vibrant as this one. Nasturtiums have been cherished for centuries, not just for their fiery blooms, but for their culinary, medicinal, and even strategic uses in gardening. Native to South America, these striking flowers were first introduced to Europe in the 16th century, where they quickly became known as Indian cress due to their peppery, edible leaves. Spanish botanist Nicolás Monarde documented their arrival, and later, Carl Linnaeus named them after Romulan war trophies, as the plant's round leaves reminded him of shields, and its deep red and orange flowers evoked blood-stained helmets. Beyond their striking appearance, nasturtiums are a gardener's best-kept secret. Acting as a natural pest deterrent, they attract small, sap-sucking insects away from vegetable crops, while inviting pollinators like bees and hummingbirds. But their usefulness doesn't end in the garden. Every part of the plant is edible. The flowers add a spicy kick to salads, while the unripe seed pods can be pickled and used as a substitute for capers. Morning glory, heavenly blue. As the first rays of sunlight break the horizon, these sky blue blooms unfurl, creating a mesmerizing display that vanishes by midday. Few flowers capture the fleeting beauty of dawn quite like heavenly blue morning glory. With its delicate, trumpet-shaped blossoms and climbing vines, this plant has fascinated civilizations for centuries. Ancient Mesoamerican cultures used morning glory sap to vulcanize rubber, an innovation that predated Goodyear's discovery by thousands of years, while Aztec priests harnessed its psychoactive properties for spiritual rituals. Originally native to the tropics of the Americas, this fast-growing vine thrives in warm, sunny environments and can reach heights of up to 12 feet in a single season. Its signature blue petals undergo a color shift, transitioning from rich violet to brilliant sky blue due to changes in pH within the petals. This color-changing ability has made it a symbol of transformation and renewal in folklore and art. Despite its ethereal charm, this plant is not without controversy. In some regions, morning glories are considered invasive due to their rapid growth, while their seeds contain compounds historically linked to hallucinogenic effects, leading some stores to restrict their sale. Red-hot poker. If fire could bloom, it might look something like this. With blazing spikes of red, orange, and yellow, the red-hot poker isn't just a flower, it's a spectacle. Towering up to 5 feet tall, its fiery blooms emerge in late spring, fading from deep red to golden yellow as they mature, resembling a glowing torch. Native to South Africa, this bold perennial has found a home in gardens across the world, from North America to Europe and even as far as the Himalayas. Despite its exotic appearance, it thrives in temperate zones as long as it has well-drained soil and plenty of sunlight. Resistant to deer and rabbits, it's a low-maintenance wonder that rewards gardeners with months of dazzling color. But it's not just humans who admire its beauty. Hummingbirds, butterflies, and bees can't resist its nectar-rich flowers. The plant's towering presence makes it a striking focal point in flower beds, where it pairs well with ornamental grasses and other sun-loving perennials. However, in parts of Australia and California, it has naturalized so aggressively that it's now considered a potential environmental threat. From a fiery bloom that commands attention to a flower steeped in folklore and science, our next plant has enchanted both artists and doctors alike. Lady's glove. In the dappled shade of woodlands and cottage gardens, a flower stands tall, its elegant spikes dotted with intricate, speckled bells. Commonly known as lady's glove or foxglove, this bloom has fascinated botanists, artists, and medical researchers for centuries. Its name comes from folklore, where it was believed to be the gloves of woodland fairies or foxes, using them to silence their footsteps. Foxglove's allure goes beyond its beauty. It has been an enduring symbol in both art and science. Botanists study its ability to thrive in these diverse environments, while artists, including the pre-Raphaelites, painted it as a symbol of enchantment and mystery. But its most profound influence is in medicine. In the late 18th century, English physician William Withering discovered its effects on the heart, leading to digitalis, a cardiac drug still used today. A favorite among bumblebees, it provides essential nectar while ensuring pollination. Thriving in cool, temperate climates, it self-seeds freely, naturalizing in forests, rocky slopes, and roadside verges. Wild pansy. Few flowers have inspired as much poetry, mythology, and romantic symbolism as the wild pansy. Known by an array of whimsical names, Heart's Ease, Love in Idleness, and Jack Jump Up and Kiss Me, this delicate bloom has been linked to love, mischief, and even alchemy for centuries. In Roman mythology, Cupid's arrow struck a wild pansy by accident, giving the flower its legendary love-inducing properties. Shakespeare immortalized this tale in A Midsummer Night's Dream, where its essence becomes a powerful love potion, setting off the play's chaotic romance. Beyond its poetic reputation, the wild pansy is a plant of remarkable versatility. A key ancestor of modern garden pansies, this European wildflower has thrived in fields, roadsides, and even harsh mountain slopes for millennia. Its blooms, tiny but striking, often display a tricolor pattern of purple, yellow, and white. giving it an instantly recognizable look. In medieval times, it was cherished for its medicinal properties, used in herbal remedies to treat everything from skin ailments to heart conditions. Even today, researchers are investigating its potential anti-inflammatory and antimicrobial benefits. New York Aster. As summer fades, a brilliant burst of lavender, pink, and white blooms takes center stage. Welcome to the spectacular late-season show of the New York Aster. This hardy perennial doesn't just bring a pop of color to gardens and meadows, it's a lifeline for pollinators, when most other flowers have withered away. From honeybees to monarch butterflies, its nectar-rich blossoms fuel a final flurry of activity before winter sets in. A native of the eastern United States and Canada, this resilient plant thrives in marshes, meadows, and even coastal wetlands, proving that beauty and adaptability go hand in hand. Scientifically known as Symphyotrichum novibelgae, its botanical name might sound European, but it actually refers to the 17th century Dutch colony of New Netherland, now modern-day New York, where this species flourishes in abundance. Unlike its daisy-like relatives, its blooms are composite flowers made up of dozens of tiny florets disguised as a single bloom, a clever adaptation that ensures maximum pollen production. Whether planted in gardens, along roadsides, or growing wild in open fields, this aster remains one of autumn's most dazzling displays, proving that the changing seasons don't mean the end of floral brilliance. English Daisy. If there's one flower that truly embodies the essence of spring, it's this cheerful little bloomer. Despite standing no taller than 8 inches, its compact pom-pom-like flowers brighten up gardens, rock beds, and meadows when few others dare to bloom. With delicate pink, white, and blue petals surrounding a golden center, it's easy to see why it's been admired for centuries. But don't let its dainty appearance fool you. This flower is a tough survivor. From the Middle Ages to today, it's been known as Mary's Rose, Bruisewort, and even Boneflower, hinting at its historical use in folk medicine. It's also been a source of inspiration in poetry and legend. The name Daisy itself comes from day's eye, a nod to its habit of opening with the sunrise and closing at dusk, much like an old-fashioned clock in nature's garden. A favorite in cottage gardens, its low-growing habit makes it a charming ground cover, though it's sometimes seen as an uninvited guest when it spreads into lawns. Regardless, few flowers capture the innocence and simplicity of spring quite like this one, making it a timeless favorite. From a tiny bloom that signals the arrival of spring to a towering floral display that dominates summer, our next flower brings a burst of fiery color and fragrance to the garden. Garden Phlox. Standing tall and covered in a sea of colorful blooms, garden phlox is the summer showstopper that turns any garden into a painter's palette. Native to North America, this hardy perennial has been cultivated for centuries, loved for its bright hues, pleasant fragrance, and sheer resilience. The name phlox, meaning flame in Greek, perfectly describes the fiery pinks, purples, and whites that dominate its floral clusters. Blooming from midsummer to early fall, these nectar-rich flowers are a favorite among hummingbirds and butterflies, making them a magnet for pollinators. But their appeal isn't just for the winged visitors. Florists prize their sturdy stems for long-lasting bouquets, and gardeners appreciate their ability to fill empty spaces with dense, billowy blooms. Some varieties even flaunt bicolored petals or deep-colored eyes at the center of each flower, adding an extra layer of charm. African Violet. Delicate yet resilient, these flowers have captivated plant lovers since their discovery in 1892 by Baron Walter von St. Paul Eliar in the lush rainforests of East Africa. Though not true violets, their velvety, jewel-toned blooms, ranging from deep purples to soft pinks and crisp whites, earned them their familiar name. With their compact size and long-lasting flowers, they've remained a favorite of indoor gardening for over a century. Native to the cloud forests of Tanzania and Kenya, they thrive in the dappled shade beneath towering trees. Their natural habitat explains their needs: bright, indirect light, consistent moisture, and a bit of humidity. However, their fuzzy leaves are notoriously sensitive to water, with excessive moisture leading to rot. African violets have a devoted following, with collectors eagerly trading rare varieties, from ruffled petals to variegated leaves. Their ability to grow from a single leaf cutting makes them endlessly shareable, a perfect gift for any plant lover. Middlemist Red. A flower shrouded in mystery and history, this rare botanical marvel has a tale as striking as its deep pink petals. Originally from China, it was brought to England in 1804 by nurseryman John Middlemist, who unknowingly secured its place in horticultural legend. Despite its name, this bloom isn't actually red. It's a captivating shade of pink, resembling a rose framed by rich green foliage. What makes it truly remarkable is its extreme rarity. Once flourishing in China, it has now vanished from its native lands, surviving in only 2 known locations worldwide: a botanical garden in New Zealand and the historic Chiswick House in England. Against all odds, it has endured, blooming in the dead of winter and defying extinction. Even the chaos of World War II couldn't erase it from Chiswick House, where it remained unnoticed for years before botanists recognized its significance. Yet the question lingers: why is this flower so rare? Carnelias, the family to which it belongs, are typically hardy and easily propagated. However, this elusive variety remains stubbornly difficult to cultivate, adding to its allure. With so many breathtaking flowers in the world, it's impossible to cover them all in just one video. But which of these stood out to you the most? And are there any other stunning blooms you think deserve a spotlight in a future episode? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this journey through nature's most beautiful creations, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more incredible discoveries. Stay curious, keep exploring, and as always, this is Stellar Eureka signing off.